go out and have a coffee and have something to eat. So yeah,
lovely. Where are you going?
I don't know yet.
No.
Leave it up to them. I don't care. I don't care.
You're just going
to. Yeah.
I don't know whether Anne and Gordon will join us or not. I mean, we all came back yesterday, but they've got a very, very busy week because Anne's son Philip's getting married on Saturday. So they've got a lot to do.
Oh, lovely.
Is that locally or far away?
No, it's quite local.
That's good.
Sort of Tarrant, Rawston, I think, area.
Are you going? Have you been invited?
No, I don't really know her children very well.
No.
I've only it's only a small affair apparently.
Yeah.
I think she's got quite a big family that are going.
And Lily said earlier, she sent me a message saying might pop in for a few minutes, but we're busy, got a wedding coming up, or got to get a wedding sorted out, hanging the dress up. And I nearly put sent back Tommy made a decent woman out of you, and I thought no.
Don't go down that line. Oh dear. So did you have a nice time, Chris?
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah, really good. Yeah, everything was so dry though. It was like a dust bowl.
Are you near where the Dorset fair thing? Is that near there?
Steam Fair.
Yeah.
No, not the Steam Fair.
Dorset County.
Is that near there?
Yeah, it's about a mile's walk from the site.
So did you go to that?
No, we were on duty. We're still working. But I've been so many times over the years, and it's got ridiculously expensive this year. I think they're making that because it's the first time they've been able to do it for 3 years with COVID. So
it's Pauline.
People were going and they were saying it was costing £20 to get in, and that's not nearly as good as it has been in the past. So I'm glad I didn't go. But
morning, Pauline.
Hey.
What are you doing here, Chris? I thought you were away.
No, we came back yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't quite know whether I would be here.
Oh, right.
But no.
I thought last night all that thunder and lightning, I thought, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, the day before, Sunday night, on site, it was horrendous. That's the first rain we've had, really. 10 days we were down there. But it was a terrific thunderstorm. Of course, in a caravan, the rain on the roof, it sounded like metal rods were going to come piercing through the roof any minute. But Leo was surprisingly not as bad as he has been. So
good.
Whether it's something to do with Ralphie not being there, I don't know. But he's changed quite dramatically.
Oh, he's probably missing him, isn't he?
Always missing him. He cries if I leave him. It's not so bad at home, but when we were out in the caravan, when he knew where I'd gone, that I was only in Anne and Gordon's band, for instance, he just cries. You can just hear him.
Oh.
You'll have to get another little dog, Chris.
No. He's 12 and a half. I'm not going to introduce another dog at this stage. No. Maybe when I've been dogless, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'll consider then. But now I'm gonna give him all my attention.
Oh.
Yeah. But he's been really good, and whereas before I just make a bed up on the single locker. I'm in my sleeping bag, and I used to have both dogs on the bed. They both would insist on being on this single bed with me. He's just quite happily settled in his basket on the floor.
Oh, right.
So he's top dog now.
Oh yeah.
It's been quite strong. But anyway, enough of that. He's at my feet now. He still follows me around everywhere. Everybody else all right?
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Good.
Joyce met Terry the other week. He wanted to meet up for a coffee at some point.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
I can't.
How was he, Joyce?
I
can't think of
would say he's a bit fragile.
Yeah.
Right.
His wife's poorly.
Yeah,
He's
he's
always poorly. But is she more poorly now? Oh.
Mm.
sort of
You
turned
heard
into
how? Oh, sorry. Have you heard how Mary is?
I haven't actually, not since the last time
No.
I was in touch with Ray.
No.
Terry was very keen to meet everybody for coffee, and I suggested to Dave that maybe somewhere like Poole Park, that if we took our paint stuff, we've got outdoors, indoors, and also we could link up with Dave on FaceTime if Dave wasn't there. That was just a suggestion
Yeah.
as a one-off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna.
I know.
I thought I didn't reply because I thought, well, wait till Anne and Gordon.
Hmm.
Maybe they know a better venue or something. Then I
Well,
thought of Westover Road and the picnic park deli and things like that. You know.
I was sort of thinking about, a lot of folk come from Poole,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think, Carol, you're quite far away, aren't you?
Well, I'm at Hamworthy now. Yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
quite far away.
Well,
Yeah.
that is.
Well, it all depends, whether I can get out, but don't worry about me. So,
Nell wouldn't go. Well, she wouldn't. She said she was. She didn't say she wouldn't go, but she wouldn't go to the church.
Mm.
She said, "I'm not going there."
no.
I thought, oh.
Okay.
I think she said that.
Yeah.
I think she said that because we used to go there on Sundays and all that. See, and she
Mm.
said that door's shut. So
difficult, isn't it?
yeah, well,
Sorry.
I've been there. But yeah, should be all right, shouldn't it? Meet in a car park.
Yeah.
Bring
Bring
your
our
car
own
and-
flask of coffee.
Yeah, open back and sit on the boot. It'll be all right. People do it over Stamp It all the time. The
Yeah,
bird.
that would be good.
Quite nice at Branksome Dean with the car park on the top. Do you know where I mean?
No.
No.
At the community room,
I got
do you
a-
mean?
Pardon?
At the community room. That car park.
At the where? Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
Community room where Dave and Kat got
Yeah.
married. Is that where you're thinking?
Oh, yeah, just on the top there. There is a little place down below you can get coffee, but I don't know. I don't mind.
It all depends on the weather now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Anna Gordon obviously got to come from Blandford.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I thought, well, even they might know somewhere. I don't know. But I'm
Yeah.
rubbish.
How about we open it for suggestions then? And
yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I was
yeah,
saying.
that sounds
And
good.
Anna
Yeah,
Gordon going to be really busy for a while anyway because they've got the wedding at the weekend, and then we're off again the following week. Next weekend we're off in the caravans again.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I want to wait for this weather to get
Hmm.
out.
Mm.
All this
Yeah, and I
thunder.
can't see an Indian summer on the horizon at the moment.
Not at the moment, but you never know.
Yeah.
Well, I think this month we're all eligible for our booster jabs, aren't we?
oh, hope so.
I
So
don't know. I haven't been following it. I really have no idea.
yeah.
Well,
it-
we've had no notification yet, have we?
No.
I just looked up online yesterday about booster jabs, and it was like, oh, if you want your second one or your third one. So
That's
I
a
don't know
different
quite.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know quite where you look.
No, I think they're doing care homes first
Yeah.
because they learned from the the original thing that they can't ignore
Right.
care homes.
Mm.
My Peter gets all his really late, his flu jab and his COVID, because they don't seem to do the ones at home until later. But you know, because we have somebody, the nurse, come in and does it.
Mm.
What's
But I
it?
booked in for my flu jab. I'm having that done this month down the chemist.
The
Mine's
doctors
in
usually
October.
message me about all these things.
Hmm.
'Cause I
Oh,
was-
Ars was messaging yesterday for flu.
All right.
look forward to
I've
that.
got mine 15th of October, my flu jab.
Oh. Well, our
Okay.
chemist and the doctors is in the same place. So,
That's,
Yeah.
that's
but
handy.
somebody did ask about the COVID, and she said, "Oh, I'm not sure whether the doctors might be doing it, so I don't know."
My doctors said that they're not doing it, so you've got to
Oh,
phone
right.
111 to find out where you can go and get it.
Oh, 111.
Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm sure
Have you
that's what
done
they
that?
said. No, because I'm a coward. I'm
I thought
putting
it
it
was-
off.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, yeah, because you don't
I'm-
like.
I'm waiting for that nasal spray that I saw something about that the other day, that they're trying to
Oh.
develop some spray instead of using the injections. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, we could all do that ourselves then, couldn't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Mm,
Quick sniff and we're over it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one's not too bad, is it?
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Who's that? Carol's, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was quite taken back
That's
with that.
lovely. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I've looked at all of them and I including my own, and I don't think any of them look like Sean Connery. I,
Well, somebody came in and said, "Oh, is that George Clooney?" I said, "No."
Oh,
quite amusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Chrissy sent one that she'd done on holiday, and I thought,
I
my
mean,
first
I
reaction
did.
was, well,
Yeah.
that's definitely James Bond, but I don't know which one. Yeah, that was it, wasn't it, Chris?
Mm.
Yeah, I just had some watercolor pencils.
Brilliant.
Oh,
oh
Yeah,
wow,
that's
oh my
good,
gosh,
yeah.
that's great.
I
Good
didn't.
that you've got some flesh tones as well.
mm.
It wasn't easy. Yeah, I didn't have any paint whatsoever, just the pencils and a pot of water and a brush.
Mm.
So
You've done well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a good way of doing it, isn't it?
but it definitely, if it wasn't for the gun, you'd never guess it was James Bond. I think it's only the gun that gives it away.
Oh, I didn't go down that line. I thought I'll leave that off.
Mm.
No, I didn't either.
Well, I've been reading Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club, and every time I see someone like that, it reminds me of someone in one of his books.
Mm.
Like,
Well,
that was a good one. That was shocking me. That one, I thought, wow, where'd that's
He looks evil.
Yes.
Mm.
good portrait though, isn't it?
Yeah.
mm.
Technically wise, it's there or thereabouts.
Oh, thank you. I was a bit I escaped the beach hut yesterday, despite the weather.
Oh,
And
right.
I took the paint, I took the paper, and I didn't take my good brushes because I don't keep anything decent in the beach hut. So I was rather stuck with rather let's say second, third rate brushes.
Oh, you did all right. God.
Yeah.
Well, I managed to finish it.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks good, Joyce. I was quite
Thank you.
surprised.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that's,
that Pauline, she cracked it.
that's lovely.
I
Go
didn't
on.
quite I couldn't get the hand quite right, so I just sort of flagged it.
It's got
really.
the twinkle in the
Yeah.
the left hand side of the eye, like sort of
Yeah.
that sort of those three lines work, don't they?
Mm.
Didn't notice
Think
those myself,
Now
but
I've
yeah,
got mine at home, I'm going to put some white in the eyes because I only have on pencils. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
right, yeah,
Put the white in. So, but anyway,
very good.
Yeah, I like that one.
yeah. So
All the same, I think we nailed him. We nailed
Mm.
we nailed Bond.
Mm.
The what
It
the
was
other one?
It was 119, that number, not 111.
No, I thought it was a different one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did-
119.
111's emergency.
oh, right. And
Or
we'll
a
phone
less
that.
Let's not do
lesser
that.
emergency.
So
No,
you can
best
ring
not.
that now, can you? They're taking.
Yeah, well,
bookings.
that's what they're saying, to ring them. But I did try, but obviously couldn't get through because they're really busy. Then it said do it online, and I tried that and I couldn't get anywhere with that, so I gave up. then.
Oh, right.
That's
Okay.
my excuse.
Yeah.
Can you all see this?
Yes.
The flipping nightmare, isn't it?
Yes.
Whose idea was this? Dear.
Mm.
I think
Somebody
I'm going
called
to.
Dave.
I've already decided that mine is going to be cut in half without all that green in it.
That's a good
I don't like
idea.
green.
Mm.
I don't like green.
Yeah,
Mm.
good picture, but good photo, but whew.
Yeah,
Mm.
not for
I took a
painting.
very similar photo years ago when I was in Jersey, and that was very similar to that. When I saw it, I thought, oh, that looks like my photo. But
Does
think it
anybody fancy doing this? Rachel and Nathan went to Scotland for their. Can you see that or not?
No.
No.
not
No.
really.
Hang
Oh.
on,
Oh,
just
God.
hang on,
Oh, hang on.
hang on a minute. Oh, that's
It's
the
a
wrong one.
statue of two horses' heads.
Hang
Oh,
on.
it's the Kelpies.
Oh, can't
Oh,
see it.
you're going all funny. You're talking.
Don't know what's happened. Nah, there you
And
go.
there's even a harder one.
I can't see
That's
it.
hard. Oh, hang on, that's hard as well. Look at that. That's that.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that bridge. Is it?
It's a canal, isn't it? You put the boat in the bottom and it goes round, and then you go up on the viaduct. Hang on, what else is there? That one. Oh gosh, hang on. Sorry, lost it now. Oh. But the horses' heads were nice. It's like a big statue. Oh, hang on, my phone's all gone funny now. Right, this oh,
You can always
library.
just email
Well,
it to me.
there you are. There's a bigger one of it. Oh, hang on, which way have I got to go?
That's it, yeah.
Well, there's one with.
Oh, yeah.
Or there's one with them a bit further back. Hang on. With a nice view.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
a bit hard though.
Yeah. I mean, you got it in easy, Carol.
No, well, I thought I won't send it. I just ask.
Just
If you want-
yeah, just email it to me.
Which one? The head? All of them.
Oh, Gordon.
Hello,
Morning.
David.
Hi,
Oh.
Gord.
Hello,
Right,
Gordon.
A lot of computer trouble, but I've got it back.
Uh-huh.
Anne's
Yeah.
on her way, possibly. We're very busy because of wedding arrangements at the end of the week. And we lost yesterday because the battery went flat on the motorhome and I had to charge it up in the rain. It was very...
Oh,
oh gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you got home eventually.
That's my story.
Well, at least I've got video at the moment,
Hmm.
Mm.
which is something I didn't have. Yes, last week was a nightmare, wasn't it?
mm.
Don't know.
Look.
It's right to me. I wasn't watching it. You missed all the bonds, Gordon, all the James Bonds.
Oh, sorry.
James Bond.
Yeah. Got that right.
I masked out some of the. I picked out some of the really juicy. What I thought. The trouble is, it's really hard to see. Things looks quite nice like that. If I just paint that,
Mm.
but it's masking fluid. So, and I started putting it on Sunday. The afternoon, so I'm thinking it's probably so dry now it won't come off. Typical. I had to go yesterday at some sort of background thing that kind of worked. So my plan is something along that. I couldn't work out any other way of doing it really. Well, apart from sitting down and doing the whole thing bit by bit, which would take days. I did try put in, what's call it on it? So I'm running out of tissues. What's that stuff called? Cling film.
Hmm.
Might be worth a go.
What about the salt? Would that work?
For what?
Salt, sea salt. Salt crystals, what you put
Yeah,
on.
yeah, salt, possibly. Anyway, I don't know. I
Or
think
what
it's
about,
mellow.
yeah, or the pastels flickered on.
Yeah, that's what I say. We got the tools,
Just knowing how to do it.
just deciding on where to start. It crossed my mind that yesterday I was frapping around here and I thought, well, maybe we could just sprinkle, scrape some pastel on it and give it a spray some water on it. It'll probably look quite nice. Just get rid of that a minute. I think that's I wasn't yesterday I was thinking, well, I'm just going to use up paint in the palette that I'm no longer fond of, and one of them was what's his name, Terry Harrison's Bluebell Blue. I put a little pencil line across where the sort of sky is, sort of horizon line really, isn't it? So I'm hoping, I think we'll go for an early lunch today. So this is cerulean, no, it's sort of horizon blue. I wonder what happens if I put a little bit of Terry Harrison's Bluebell in it. Goes blue. And I've tried to tape my paper on some photographic fiber board and it won't stick. So as I'm working, it's bouncing up and down like an old drum. Very good. Let's put a bit more blue. It's always the hardest decision, isn't it? What blue to play with the sky with. Of course, with watercolors, it fades, soaks back in the paper so much that it is always that trade-off decision. How much to start off with putting on, when you at this stage, how much you got to sort of mentally think, that's going to fade a lot. Then you've got the undulations of the paper, because I'm using a not finished paper. I think I'll go for a lot of blue. What the heck? Give it more of a. I've got it out of the tube, so it's going on the paper. Well, that's a good way of looking at it. But I'm not that big an angle with the board. There you go. See what happens. Cobalt blue would probably be a neat blue to use as well. Hello. I'm going to tilt it back, see what happens. Looks like a nice blue on the screen, but
Mm.
where it's a not finished blue paper, you get those undulations, don't you? That sort of up and down bit. So I'm pretty sure it's going to dry a bit wonky. I think I can hear. Take a bit. See, it's all lifting off the board. It's that white plastic photographic board, and it won't stick. Luckily, it's really thick paper, so hopefully it won't matter if it does come off. It's more of a watercolor board than paper. Well, my masking fluid is doing its job because it's sitting, it's trapped in a little angle here. I can see water. Right, I'm going to dry it with a little bit of a hairdryer. Blow the energy. The smart meter going round and round now. Fast a bit. It's a major part of the picture, isn't it? Do the sky wash, and then the foliage with the green bit, and then have a tinker with the main flowers. I think I put that much water on, but that's good. It's this bit I want to make dry because that's where I'm going to put green in it. Just about that up there for a minute. Oh, wow. I can't make up my mind with putting hairdryer on masking fluid. It either softens it up so it's easier. Does it soften it up so that it's easier to take off, or does it weld it to the paper? Heat welding it to the paper.
You'll soon find out.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't make up. I know it's hard to get off regardless. So there's only so much I can do here. More clean water. And what I did yesterday, what I was saying earlier, was I went through my paints. Give it a good coat of clear water. Notice he says clear rather than clean. Try and get it up to the.
What would happen if we did all the background first and then drew on the flowers on top of the paint?
That's my plan.
No, but I mean, could you do that first before you drew them?
Yeah, why not?
No.
Then you wouldn't have to put the masking tape on them, masking fluid.
Yeah, the only downside of that is you won't get any highlights.
Oh, right.
The white bits, that was crossing my mind.
Yeah, yeah, do that.
Yeah, as I say, I went through some boxes of paint and found lots of bits of green and God knows what, yellow, greens. What I was trying to do, you can see there what I've tried. This green here is, I don't know what it is, summer olive. Ah, hang on, it's here. Sunlit green. It's a Terry Harrison one. And I haven't used it for the simple reason that the paint inside the tube has separated itself from the, the gum arabic has separated itself from the color, the pigment. So when you press it, you get like a load of, looks like honey almost, doesn't it? It's just yellow.
I've got one that does that as well.
So I tend to,
That's green.
yeah, I sat there for a couple of minutes. I'll show you. Squishing it in the tube, then open it up. I hope I've got the right one. Yeah, it's coming out all right now. Look, it's still runny as.
Yeah, mine's like that as well, almost oily coming
Yeah.
out.
So I thought, well, it's a nice color, but not quite. Well, when you first put it in, it's just transparent medium. You can't see any color. Which this color here was, I think it's called Sunlit Gold. Obviously had a Terry Harrison. And quite rightly, lovely bloke, lovely painter. And that color there is Country Olive. And this color here, they're all greens that I've accumulated, not over the week, over years. This color is in Russian. It's May green. As I put it in the thing, I thought, may work, may not. Is it enough fierce? Look at that.
Oh,
That is serious. It's almost fluorescent.
Neon, isn't it?
Anyway, to bring everything back to normality, I squirted a blob of raw sienna, just normal raw sienna. So I thought, well, if anything goes, it'll bring it back to some sort of normality, because it's a true earth color. Could actually put a little bit in that fierce green. It'll tone it down, do you think? Anyway, I'll put a little bit more water on the, just get that little bit of paper. Okay. Oh no, I did it. Just what I didn't want to. I put in the piece of paper there, so I didn't put anything on the. Oh well. Happy accident, my foot. I did that so that I wouldn't get any green on the sky. Oh, you've got a lot. Have I got any more blue? Put a bit more water on there. The only downside of this paper, it might be, well, it's not paper, it's more like board. It's really thick, but it doesn't have to eat stuff up. Now I'm just looking, and I'm just gonna go squish, squash, splash. Well, I'll start with. I think the classic the classic thing about watercolors is you have to look into the picture or your reference image or the scene and pick out the light colors. Pick out as many light colors as you can. It's not the right green. Is there a right green? I'm asking myself. Well, so I'll go. Yesterday I was playing with the with a big brush as well. Terry Harrison's. I think nearly all my brushes are Terry's, because I lost all my brushes, didn't I? Or that was what, 5 years ago probably, at the church. Broke my heart in a little way. Been together for so long, me and those brushes. Well, this bit, I don't know what to say really. It's got to be therapy bit, isn't it? I've just reached over into the palette and got some blue, which I'm going to drop in, probably nearer the bottom. I haven't finished yet. See that? Can sense that bluebell blue. It's got a distinct feel to it. It's not blue, is it? It's a sort of, well, it's a bluebell colour, isn't it? But I mean, it's a sort. It's not purple. It's not lilac. It's in between. So they did a good job mixing it. They must have spent a few minutes thinking, how do we mix that colour? Well, actually, it's all in the Pantone book. They just use Pantone book, don't they? Have you ever seen one? It's a big book about, I don't know, 2 inches thick. It's just about, there's a wad of colour, a bit like when you go and buy, look in the colour cards to paint your house in B&Q or whatever. But they're all in long, thin strips, and it's one colour at the top and then all the shades of it down through. And what mix of paint it is constitutes, so they can mix them up. I've got a squisher here. I'm just gonna cool. I run out of puff. We can get some to go up into the sky. I have no idea where this tube came from, by the way. So if someone says, "Yeah, that's my tube," I ain't going to argue with you. I don't know. Where's my scratch? I've got a scratcher here as well. Was Terry Harrison? Yeah, I think it's a Terry Harrison morning. It's on one of his brushes, isn't it? Not too keen on that. Got this palette knife. See if it breathes. Only thing I would say is I need to get tissue, maybe. What's that stuff we used to use? Sponge, isn't it? Finger. Just try and give it some sort of doodah. The other thing I've got is that big brush. It's ironic that, because it's called a leaf brush. Terry Harrison leaf brush. Oh, the other thing I mean, it's a bit like that thing I was doing the other day with the face for the faces. There is no real, let's call it technique. It's just a matter of therapy session. A therapy session and throwing paint at it. I think this might end up looking a bit like a cornfield rather than a what's it. And of course the other thing you can do, you can, got any, well, everyone's got some in is clean film it. The thing about I haven't got, you need time for that. You have to put it down, leave it, and then let everything dry and soak in, and then take it off. Then you'll get the sort of randomness, lines and stuff that you're looking for, which I'm not going to achieve here. but it does work quite well. I think the idea is to leave it on for a few hours, then peel it off and you'll get that nice soaking wet piece of cling film and the effects that you want. Not half bad, not half good, not bad. Oh, got phone calls now. It'll go. My phone's too far away. There you go, it's stopped. Oh, Dave, it's Alan. I'll get a message now. Anyway, that'll do. My website's broke. That's probably what it is. I'll dry this off. We'll do some more. Haven't got any thumbs. Can't remember the last time I had it. Used to be quite friendly, didn't it? I used to borrow it off a Terry on a Tuesday morning and forget to give a bit back. Sounds like me. Oh, hang on. There you go. Mentioned the word and it turned out. So I have got a little reference picture of it, but what I'm going to do now next is more of the same. Very cool. This is a leaf brush anyway, I think. Foliage. Well, let's see what. Have some foliage. There is no right green, is there? It's just totally random. Oh, it's a bit too much paint, I think. Sometimes the answer is a bigger brush. More of the same, but less of the same. Getting the green is the problem that I think what I'm looking at is you get the right color, the right tone of green that's the predominant green, but you don't want to put too much of it in, otherwise it'll block off or get rid of all the bits underneath that you want to maintain. Change brush. So I've got loads of shapes from that brush, so let's try a different one. Loads of green, but they all seem to be coming out similar. You know what I mean? Therapy, this is. There's no doubt about it. Well, it's one of those types of pictures, isn't it? That nothing looks right until the end. when you put the on a large round brush actually. So if you've got lots of different brushes, utilize them. See if you can get some different shapes. Think foliage. That's what we used to say, that Derek Hurdson, when I was first playing with watercolors. How do you paint trees? Think foliage. Oh, there's a brave statement. As you're doing it, think leaves. But they're all different. Oh, think more. Oh dear.
I'm gonna leave.
I think this could work.
See you later. Go on, dog.
Bye.
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 Anne.
Got to do the dressing on.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Who's that, Anne?
yeah.
They're good. When's the wedding? Not today.
No, this Saturday.
Oh right. Oh, getting married in the morning. How's your daughter-in-law, Chris?
Get bigger. Yeah, no, she's all right. She's glad the weather's cooled down a bit.
Yeah.
No, they're fine.
And then we've got busy old day today. Got old Lizzie going back into number 10 later. So much to contend with today, one way or another. Where's that bit of sponge gone? See if I can. It's funny, really. So I'm just doing sort of in a live way exactly what I'd do if I was here on my Todd. I'd be thinking, blimey, what am I going to do? I'll get the sponge out, give it a bit of that, you know. There's no other way of doing it in my mind's eye yet. I think I need to introduce some blue into the dark paint, the dark green. Just mixing it with a sponge actually. It's gone a bit dry. And the one thing I haven't used yet, and it was on my agenda, was a fan brush. But maybe I think we're going a bit contemporary here at the moment. Well, it depends. So many decisions to make. Squint your eyes up. Can't do the ones at the top yet because I've got these stems coming up, so I don't want to go up there with a stem. Chrissy's going to have a whale of a time here.
Just not.
Once that acrylic gets involved. You could actually just squirt a tube of paint on and just go.
Do you remember when I
Get me sprayer.
Do you remember after I had that stroke and I couldn't use my brush and I was finger
Yeah.
painting? Yeah. I came across some old pictures and it's quite a scary time.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of upsetting in a way as well.
Well, yeah, it was a bit of a worry.
But you
But
couldn't do what you normally.
No, I never thought I'd be able to paint again, to be honest, not in the same way.
Yeah.
But hey ho, all's well.
Turned out all right in the end.
Yeah, lots of practice.
well, I remember at the time we were sort of saying, well, think about those people that paint with their toes and
I know. That was
all this
scary.
sort of business.
That was scary.
Can you imagine that? Well, if you want a bit of fun, sit down and try it. It's practically, it's not until you get into that adversity that your brain sort of gets involved, isn't it? And
Yeah, that's true.
it's a bit like that thing. Oh, I don't know what it was now. You rub this and that, and your foot goes the other way, doesn't it? You keep revolving it clockwise, and
yeah.
then you do something, and
You try and draw a 6 in the air with your
that
right
was
hand
it. Yeah, I thought you'd
And-
remember.
and rotate your foot, and it won't go. It won't. It will only go
It
one
starts.
way.
You
Remember?
start going clockwise, and you end up going anti-clockwise, don't you? You can't stop it.
I'm trying it now.
I'm just having a go now.
Yeah.
You do go round with your hand.
Draw a 6
Draw a
Oh, with-
6.
Yeah,
with your right hand.
yeah.
Yeah. And try and turn your foot the other way, and either your hand or your foot will go the opposite way.
Yeah.
It will not. You just cannot make it go the way you want it to go. You will. Have you all start doing it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Oh,
It is a bit strange. I think I was doing it to the grandchildren, some of those, and they ended up doing it anyway. They were breaking the
Really?
mold, so to speak.
Well,
Mhm.
I've never been able to. Tried it so many times.
Yeah, well, that's kids for you, isn't it? They'll do it just to spite you. It's a sort of a wheel thing, isn't it?
Don't know.
Yeah, determination. Right. Well, I think we're on a home run.
mhm.
Home run. I'm getting Well, we haven't had rain for so long. This morning I was walking the dog and we went on the footpath and it was slippery.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
got a greasy film on it, doesn't it?
Mm. Yes, definitely got to be careful driving after the first rain. I just got back yesterday. Just pulled into the cul-de-sac, and the heavens opened. And of course, I've got to get the caravan in, turn it round, get it up the drive. I was soaked to the skin by the time I got it in.
Mm.
You can't just leave it because it's in the cul-de-sac, so it's in the way.
Right.
So I just had to do it. I got very wet.
Turn that off, otherwise I'll have Mel coming up saying that it just cost her
Yeah.
20 pence in energy or something.
It's going quite nice actually. Doing some clinking on a bit and there's splodges here.
She's
and
just
there.
had a delivery, I noticed. Got one of those
It's king food.
error,
Oh, there's air
those
cooker
clothes
thing.
error things
Yeah,
Oh. Sorry.
from Lakeland. I think it was quite an expensive one as well,
he was only
rather than use a tumble dryer.
He said it went
They're
wrong.
like those. It's like a tent, isn't it? You
Mm.
plug it in.
Oh, I know.
Oh, what
I
a
think when they first came out,
dear.
they weren't so.
Oh gosh, can you hear the rain on my roof?
No.
Is
Oh,
it raining
God.
there?
Yeah, it's pouring.
They've set in.
I was going to say to you
Yeah.
when you said you were going to lunch, going to make sure you put a Mac or something, put a coat in the
Oh
car.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Take
just
the
walking
umbrella.
from the car to round the corner, you'll get drenched.
I'll come back to that.
All right, I'm going to get the bin.
Yeah, don't worry.
See if I can pull this
I think I know.
bits of what's the stuff called? Latex sort of rubber, isn't it? Well, bucket most of it in the bin. Oh, I'm not. Compared to some days when I've done this, it has actually come off quite well. Well, that was the easy bit. I don't know. There we go. That's that bit. Right. Put me. What was that little bit of board I had? Oh, right there. So just tear it up. Tear a piece off. Maybe that'll do it, won't it? Nope. Just tore your picture up. Yeah. Don't bother. Don't bother. Right. Next plan B. I think I need a little bit more of that nice yellow. Because I've put a dirty brush into the other yellow at some point. Start off with, I think it's a medium brush rigger. It's not a rigger. Luckily from last week, we have some sort of shadowy tones left. So start from the top and work your way down there. Add a little bit of water, see if we can get that to drizzle down a bit. This is the monotonous, boring bit. And you're going to have to be surprised if I can fit all this in this morning. Got to find those. I've gone back to my ordinary palette now. So the greens or the colour balance will be slightly different. Remember what I said about drawing straight lines? Move your arm, not your wrist. And if you do get areas at the top where it's slightly thicker like that, add to it. We can disguise it a bit more of that shadow colour. They're I think it's one of the times where you can reverse the way you paint, and that is to paint normally it's light behind the dark, but in this case you can paint the shadow. Look for the shadow bit first. Well, that's the way I'm doing it today. I'm looking for the shadow bits of the stalks that I've revealed. And then once they're there, do a rigger on that really. Then add a bit of green down down the other edge. Trying to hold me board, stop it squishing. Move my arm, not your wrist. And once you've got a good line, keep going. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Well, you can always practice a few times, but it is watercolor at the end of the day. So if it does go a bit awry, doesn't matter, does it? I think it's a better way of doing it. Mask them out, and then, you know, the main, pick out some of the foliage that you think, you know, the flowers or whatever that you think are important, and just go with them. That one there has a little bit going up, but this could take weeks. No, shouldn't be that bad. Try and leave a few bits of white. Doesn't matter. We're just calling them they're sort of reflections, aren't they? And I notice on the, we need to get a rigger really. Move over. I've got it there. I'm just finding all the shadow tones, I think, for a minute. Where I've decided go up, and up. Or actually build it up. So it's move your arm. I've got to keep saying it to myself. Move your arm, not the brush, not your hand, and you'll get a more relaxed line. But of course, hence the reason being left-handed, I've started on the right and I'm working my way the other way. Makes up a bit more shadowy tone. Bit of blue and a bit of. My favourite one is the cobalt turquoise into the mix of pink or carmine, alizarin. I always say alizarin, don't I? Alizarin crimson. But I think at this point you can decide on. No, you lot, you probably will. Anything goes. You can put any colours you like in. If you want to make it redder, like I've just done there. Notice that I've got like a double line there. It's a shame. A bit more grayer, I think. That'd do. Neutral. It's the same neutral colour that I use. See, I moved my hand then and it went, look. Don't move your hand. It goes much nicer. I'll have to go down. I can't get over there now because I'm left-handed. Twit. Mix up, I think mix up loads of colour. Loads of green. What colour one? Oh, I had a bit of raw sienna. Because that's Viridian green and Hooker's green. You don't want to mess with that. Somewhat through. You get the gist of where I'm at. where I'm going to be for about the next 4 days and gradually build it up. It's got flour. I've got flour, bit of clean water. I've got any clean water. Hang on. There you go. Clean water. Dab it on. It's a new toothpaste, isn't it? Dab it on. Or is it washing up flour? Washing up liquid. Dab it on. Just try and get it a bit more water. It's faint on my photo. It's come out all sort of fluffy at the top. That do. Oh, it's our anniversary coming up. 39.
Mm.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Mm.
Poor woman. Right, that's up there. And the yellow, I said I wasn't happy with the. Oh, I've got green in the sort of lemony yellow, so I've added a bit of sunlight gold. It's pretty fierce though. So you have to make a decision at some point. Trying to find it now. Where I want the plant. Oh, I thought it was down here, but it's not. It's up there. I've missed a flower. It's terrible. This is where Christine can have some fun.
Mm.
Just
She's
throw
from-
them anywhere. And there is one down there, but it's not turned up. So I think one of the things to watch out for is make sure you draw your flowers and then look again and draw them again. Make sure they're all there. While I've got the yellow on, I'll keep going for a minute. That one's yellow up there. I'm only working on one half the picture because I don't want to stick my elbow in it. Well, Boris is gone now, I expect. Up in Scotland, meeting the Queen.
Mm.
It must be difficult to know what to say, really. I'm sorry I lied to you and no.
Oh well, we traded one Tory for another. Let's see what happens.
I don't hold out a lot of hope, but
No,
it's just so
I mean,
it's ingrained.
Boris sort of fell into the COVID fiasco, and now this one's in the general financial crisis. So it's not going to be easy for anybody.
No. But it's their making, isn't it? That's what Mel keeps telling me. They made it, it's their problem.
Yeah,
Created
exactly.
it. Partly. I think that's the disappointing thing for me. It would have been nice to have Theresa May had to do it anyway, have an election.
Yeah.
To get a mandate to take her Brexit thing, but her own people, Boris and that, got rid of her. They've manipulated it in such a way. So she ain't going to be friendly to no one, I don't suppose. This brush is not too bad actually. It's not a rigger, it's a number, half round. Probably a number 4 or 5. Terry calls it a detail, golden detail brush. But I can't leave that there, that's got to go down. Well, this is fun. There's none. I wanted to find some more yellows. All I'm doing is putting blobs of yellow on. That's not a yellow one. That's a yellow one. It's a, you know. Keep your eye on the yellow. Try not to get contaminated with green like mine is. It kind of, it will take away the effect. You can always use some pastels though, or watercolor pencils to introduce some more wow. I'll just keep going anyway, making it up as I go along. And I think that's a yellow. It dries back. Should do. I'm surprised really. I thought I'd drawn it better than this, but that's a bit of a heads up really. Make sure you draw it, you know, take a bit of time drawing the main flowers out. I think it will make life a lot easier when you come to this sort of bit. Find a bit of pinky purple. I think that you're going to be that colour. Drop it in. There was one over here somewhere. I think it's that one. Is now. That's a big yellow one there. Ah, found one. There's 2 yellow ones together. Anyway. Oops. Big blob of paint. Not great. Doesn't really work in watercolor very often much. A solid lump of paint. These bits just mix up a bit more olivey coloured green, raw sienna and whatever other green we've got. A lot of these up here, I remember painting them, masking them in. They were leaves, foliage. Sort of, don't know what that's supposed to be. My plan was to make them stand out so that it brought the thing forward a bit. And a bit yellow, lighten it up. Make them slightly all different shades of green. I think that's probably flowers over there now, maybe. Never mind. Not now. Same there. That's going to be a leaf. Could you get that, please? Sounds interesting. Sounds fun. Is it MI5? We have your number. Yeah, these are don't know if they're leaves, bits of flower. one thing I was make a decision. A bit more shadow. Well, I've done most of it with this little brush. Go on, you can be a leaf. With something in the background. Bit of shadow tone. Perhaps use a rigger if I can find one. I used one on it's this one actually is a rigger I found. It's now the masking fluid rigger. It's I had to get these to get the fine lines. I used masking fluid in a rigger. Something I wouldn't normally do. There's what I used to have one of those masking fluid pen things that did a good job. But they work brilliantly when you first get them. You know, the things that got like a little needle in the end. They're brilliant when you first get them, but after a few goes, just fill in the gaps here. After a few goes, they just all block up, and you spend more time trying to clean it and unblock the little fine pinhole than you do actually using it. So that went out to the recycling bin, I think. Anyway, you're going to have some more yellow. More yellow. So it's a question of squinting your eyes, slowly building stuff up, and making a few decisions here and there. Nice yellow, nice bit of shadow, and you can start from the center and push out if you like. You might keep a bit of the green to replace where the masking fluid. Just drag it in a bit. It's a bit on that one as well. Just make them look like they're proper flowers. I think this one could do a little stalk there. As per usual, I've not looked at the reference picture for quite some time. What's the point? Because it's not going to help me now. The only thing it's going to help is my imagination and painting daisies, deciding where they are. Gradually works. Always get a bit of shadow on the centre of daisies, don't you? While it's wet, drop a bit in, and then think if you can find see if you can find a stalk to match it, to attach to. Oh, that was a bit naughty. Burnt umber. Didn't really want to introduce that just yet. It's just instinctive that if you introduce a new colour, when you're at this stage, you've got to put it elsewhere to balance the flipping picture up. So, because it will stick out like a sword. Doodle. See if I can put a line down there with a bit of luck. Move your arm, not the fingers. Stuck up some paint if you can.
Dave, time for me to go.
Enjoy have a good go at this, Joyce. I can.
I'm looking forward to this one. Thank you.
I think
And,
it's.
we shall see.
We just do so many different subjects. It's such a. It's a joy, really. Have to keep you on your toes.
I should look forward to that. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Bye, Joyce.
Thanks then.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye bye.
Have a good lunch. Right, this thing here, I don't know what to do with that. I think I'll attack the ones up here for a minute. Attack being the right one, that's a bit too much yellow in there, isn't it? I said that was a big blob of yellow when I put it on. Don't usually do that with watercolor. Picks up a bit more shadow colour. Okay. Ooh, doo, doo. You're going down into there whether you like it or not. Just stop me out in something. Carol doesn't know where she's going yet. Has it stopped raining?
No, it stops now.
No, that's good. Well, that's a start. My little neutral colour. You could actually, might be worth. I'm sat down at the moment, but probably be a good move to stand up and stand back and look at what you've been doing. Yeah, okay. You can see what's going on now. Oh, get a white on that. It's all right, I'm mumbling. Not unusual. I know. It's just that I can do a straighter line sat down than I can standing up. You can't sort of. There we go. Add a few more of those purpley bits on it. Not a lot, just a tint. Just for yeah. Yep. Clean tissue. I think we'll tack that bit there. Just too bright, too solid. When I put it on, I was like, ooh. It was paint that was really damp in the palette. So it came off as a big lump of colour, which intuitively I know in watercolour it's not going to dry well. It's not watercolour, is it, if it's a big blob of paint? Yeah, there's rigours and rigours, and this rigor's so rubbish. Well, quiet tastes rigours. they need. All depend. It's all down to you, really. How whippy you want them, how stiff you want them. It's such a personal doodah. Move your arm, not the brush. Yes, I know. Okay. Bit green? Yeah, I've got some. Tidy those up later with some, put a leaf. If you get like a place where you think a bit too thick a line, then add a leaf somewhere. There's plenty of them. Just disguise it, hide it away, a bit like that. Make the background, just blend it into the background. And add some darks. Burnt umber and blue. This would be a bit of an interesting thing because that's Terry Harrison's Bluebell Blue, which is sort of yuck.
Excuse me, I've just got to take one. Hello.
Add a few darks down the bottom. It's a stiff brush. Oh, I did promise. Oh, here you rascal. Get that fan brush on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's bone dry, this fan brush as well. Daisy, Daisy. I've got more brushes here, and I know what to shake a stick at. Just put a bit more. Lift a bit of that off. And everyone got to go. Or 1, 2. I think I might get a watercolor pencil later and just go down some of these stalky bits. I'm going to put there's no way I'm ever going to pull that off. A bit of shadow on these leaves. I've definitely got a twiggy bit coming down. Oh, wrong colour. It's just a mass of twigs. Now I've got that bit up there, didn't I, that I screwed up with a blob of green, so can now have a blob of yellow in it.
Just watching this masterpiece.
I thought you'd gone get married.
No, we're on honeymoon now.
Ah,
Oh,
have
Looking
fun now then. Would you do it all over again? Yes, of course I would, darling.
Yeah, but he stood next to me.
Well, that's a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just, all you've got to do now is start saying your vows.
yeah, we'll be witness.
Yeah, I'll be a bridesmaid.
He's left now.
Oh,
Left
think I
now.
must-
Scarpered.
Gone forever.
I think I must have said before that my mum, I don't know if she was going for a difficult thing or whatever, but she wanted to get her wedding ring redo-dad.
Oh yeah.
You know, so went round the church and she made me come and the vicar thought I was her husband. Rededicated the marriage and the ring and everything.
Oh,
That was a
Yeah.
peculiar half an hour, 20 minutes. Father Gill, he was a bit of a character, bit of a lad. Yeah. How are we getting on?
It's looking nice.
Well, it's dainty doodah.
Yeah,
It's
very
very
dainty.
dainty.
I think well, you probably won't notice it as much as I have, but it's like I've got two brushes in this hand, one down. I keep switching brushes to get different feel, because all the twigs are different, aren't they? All the greens are different, the shapes are different, they're all random. So I'm using different brushes each time so that it makes it feel like it's totally different. And I haven't forgotten this palette over here, which has got loads of different colours from the background, so I can utilise them. Shame about that stalk. I think we did something similar a few weeks back. A sort of flowery one. Oh, we did the daisies, didn't we?
Daisies had that sort of background.
Nobody won. I haven't heard anything from that or noticed anything.
No.
Like the winner is. It won't, like I said at the time, it won't, because that lady does it. It's part of her marketing thing, you know, to generate new customers to her studio, online doodahs and that.
Yeah.
So the winner will be one of her friends that is likely to come on that.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, it's fair. Like I said at the time, it's fair enough, isn't it? It's understandable. I'm not going to swear.
I think it's understandable. I'm not sure it's fair enough.
So I was just going to say, I'm not going to swear. I'm not going to say what's in my mind right now.
No.
What I was thinking just at that moment. But I think this is one of those pictures that, well, yeah, I don't think I'm 100% sure. It's one of those pictures that it will give you as much as you want to put into it. You can spend an inordinate amount of time, like I'm doing here, with a rigger and some really dark paint, and trying to emphasize areas. So you could even use a biro, anything like, and you know, anything dark. And also, if I can find it, the dreaded flash color chalk pen. Because there's nothing stopping you looking for highlights, especially with those yellow ones that we don't like, and add.
Do you wet that first, Dave, or not?
Did I what?
You wet the ends of it. It's right. I've been on a phone call. Sorry.
It dried up a couple of. Were you here watching me when it dried up a couple of days ago? Well, the other day, and you're right. It was. I thought, look at that. So I did. I dipped it in the water, like a bit like that, and it sort of comes back to life.
Yeah, it's good.
Ish. They're not as strong as they could be, but they do give you an extra thing that you can just flick in a few brights here and there. I've got different colours as well, haven't I, somewhere? Green might be coming in useful later. Don't want to go too overboard, but it's a doable, something you can play with.
That's nice.
Till I'm getting doodah now. I think the thing to watch out for is not to overcook it.
Right, I'm going to have to go again. I'll see you later.
Okay then. Bye.
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 Cheers, Anne. She's got to go and try her dress on.
Oh,
Yeah, well, it is what it is, isn't it?
mm.
It's like when you first see these things, you think, oh, that's good. That make a nice. When you start painting it, you think, oh, blimey, there's a lot more in that than I thought there was. But like Kennedy said in 1963, we choose to do these things not because they're easy, but because they are hard.
Nothing's easy, is it?
That's right.
You
think-
make it look easy.
You get those
No.
with your white thing. You can put a few extra because there is quite a bit of,
White flowers, aren't they?
yeah, they're sort of
Daisies.
reflections, flowers, all kinds of doodahs going on in here. But I think it's a good find, this. What's it? Because you can make some decisions. Smish it with your fingers. Just put it in a blob. What's over there? Wasn't it? There was some. Give it a bit of balance. I think I prefer this to using paint on a brush with white. Nothing up there. Something down there. That'll do. Something on there. Yeah, there you go. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. No, I'm not. I'll just flick a few shiny bits here and there. Well, good to stand back every now and then and think, what the heck am I doing here?
Mm.
Shut your eyes and stick a few bits in. That'll do. Maybe a few highlights on there. It's good stuff because, like, if you put some on and you can see it, and you just put clean water on your brush, which I ain't got any of now, but you can just blend it in and it acts like a little sort of softened down thingy. You know, it's quite nice. Missed a bit of stalk now, I think. Or is it stalk? I don't know what it is. Is now. Go on up there. Okay. I don't know what to do with that bit. Probably turn it into a daisy. If I can. A dirty daisy. Never mind. It will dry and then I can add a little bit more. Yeah. Take the edges off there. Make it look like it's just a little triangle, sort of. Do it up there as well. I'm squinting my eyes up here. I can't actually see what I'm doing then. It's gone off at a wangy angle, that one. Never mind. Hey ho. From a distance, you'll look all right. Right old concoction this is. Tell you what, I'm going to have to clean some paints out later on. Don't want to touch that. looks quite nice. Yeah, it's been quite therapeutic, this.
Hmm.
I ain't going to do another one in a hurry, I'll tell you that. And I think once it's dry, I can perhaps add a few extra dark bits here and there. At the moment, I put darks on and they just blend in. They just melt away. Because once the paper's dry, they'll sit a bit prouder, and just add a few dark bits to those whites. There's random bits of white I put on. Should make it look like there's some sort of structure to the flower. That was a good bit, that. Don't touch it. You do that, don't you? You think, oh, that, don't go there. Don't put anything on there because it actually looks quite nice. They're not petunias.
No, we've got that to do, haven't we?
Yeah, I've took a photo of it. What I did, they were in the terracotta rectangular tray, a little row of them, and they were all pointing and stretching towards the light. And I, like a rotten beastie, I went round the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago now, isn't it? And turned it round. So they're all now facing the opposite way to the light. And it's taken them a couple of weeks to turn around and face the light. Magic. Well, it was an experiment, but I knew it would work, but nice to have it confirmed. Those little white splotches I put in, just putting a little bit of dark on them, make them stand out. There you are. I'm bored now.
Leave well alone.
Huh?
I said, leave well alone.
Well, it's not too bad for an hour. Not too bad. It's only till later on. Later on, I'll look at it and I'll think, oh no, you forgot that. Oh no, you need to put. But we're all like that. What I could do is just for a laugh. Was that bit of? No way. Blake's just turned out well wood, and I said Wednesday. He's supposed to be a Wednesday.
Oh wow.
Oh well, I got to go. I'm just going to put a bit of tree there. That's okay. I said, don't come Tuesday because I've got a dentist. Oh well, such a life. Yeah, I've put a little bit of Ludor in there. Ta-da! That'll do.
Very nice.
Yeah, very good.
Right.
Well, God bless and good night.
Yeah.
Blake ringing at the door and Mel's going to throw up.
Oh,
That's okay, that. I'm pretty chuffed.
yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
What we can do.
Yeah, I think we'll.
All that green, isn't it? I can just see
Yeah.
going muddy
Getting those
and
greens, yeah. Yeah.
never mind.
Good stuff.
Okay, then we'll see you next week then.
Let's go and sort this
Yep.
one out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
Well,
please.
good luck, everybody.
Hasta
Yeah.
la vista.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye for
Bye.
now.
Bye.